Well guys, it seems that my time as a professional YouTuber, my time as doing this full-time as a job, it seems that that is now over. It's just simply no longer economically viable for me to do this as a full-time job, and you probably know why. You've seen all across YouTube, there's lots of YouTubers whining and complaining about all different things, and look, I understand that's not unusual. Pretty much whenever any change happens, when they restructure the comment section, when they tweak copyright stuff, when they introduce YouTube Red, whenever they do any of these changes, we always whinge and complain about it. But I'm here to tell you, this is very different. This change they've done now, I mean, they tweaked an algorithm a while back. That hurt a lot of us. Now what a lot of YouTubers are calling the adpocalypse, I honestly think YouTube won't last another year. At least, well, I mean, it will last another year, but it won't be YouTube anymore a year from now. Basically, the reason is, I won't go into the whole long story about it. There's loads of other videos explaining it, but the adpocalypse has basically allowed advertisers to choose not to monetize controversial videos. YouTube, through a variety of there's a whole lot of political stuff going on in the background of like people trying to censor fake news, but I think more so it's also got to do with the old guard of the media, of like television. Like people under the age of 20 hardly ever watch traditional television anymore. They watch Netflix, they watch YouTube, they play video games, they, browse other 4chan or whatever. And the old guard of entertainment and television, they know this. So they're going after their competition. They're going after us. They've gone after PewDiePie because he's the top dog on YouTube. He's the most subscribed guy. So they're going after us because we're their competition. And basically through a really complicated, mostly BS narrative that they're spinning, they're scaring advertisers away from YouTube. Now, I should point out, a lot of people are bagging on YouTube for this. This is not YouTube's fault. YouTube actually tried to stand up for the content creators in this. These various groups were pressuring YouTube to self-censor anything that they deem to be controversial, which is basically anything that's competition to mainstream entertainment, television, mainstream news. And YouTube said no. They said, we're not going to do that because YouTube depends on the ad revenue just as much as we all do. So the compromise YouTube made was it gave advertisers themselves this option to click a button and opt out of any, air quotes, controversial videos, which is pretty much half the stuff on YouTube, really. So all these advertisers who don't really understand YouTube or anything, they're all scared and they're like, ooh, we don't want to be attached to controversial stuff, ooh. They're opting out, and basically everyone's revenue is crashing through the floor. Even if your video says it's monetized, it might not actually be. You might only be getting 1/3 of the ad revenue that you would previously get. H3H3, massive channel, has had an 80% drop in his revenue. Now, for a guy like him, that's okay, because he's such a big channel, he can still pay his mortgage. But I heard there's another YouTuber out there who's like, I just bought a house and now this has crashed through the floor. So yeah, it's the platform is basically being depopulated, and I've been hit by this too. There's also weirdly other channels that are totally unaffected by this. It seems to be no rhyme or reason, but I have no doubt their time will come. So what this means for me personally is it's no longer economically viable for me to do this as a living. I've tried to hold on for as long as I could because I love doing this so much. When the algorithm came around and sped up the rotation, the turnover of videos, that affected me, so I tried to rework the channel. You remember, with doing like sort of a mega review each week and you vote for the next one. That turned it around a little bit, but now the adpocalypse has happened and it's just pointless. I can't do this for a living anymore. So basically I'm just going to go back to my day job because like everybody else, I got bills to pay and all that. So I mean, I'll be okay though. Don't worry about me, guys. I'll be just fine. I'll be totally fine. But what bothers me more than the personal inconvenience in my life is that YouTube is something very special. It really was. What I loved about YouTube in the first place is it's a meritocracy. There are no gatekeepers in this. YouTube was a place where anybody could come to and put out whatever kind of content they liked. And if your content resonated with people in general, you would succeed. If your content was crap, you would not succeed. It's so rare to find any kind of creative industry that doesn't have gatekeepers. I've talked to you guys before in Q&As previously about how I've written books and sent them to publishers all around the country, but it's almost impossible to break in. It's like, because it's not enough to just write a good book or something like that. There's gatekeepers you got to bow down before, and it sucks. But YouTube wasn't like that. Anyone can make anything and succeed if you're good at it. But it seems like that's over now. YouTube is not going to be that place anymore, at least not for much longer. And I personally think it's because YouTube YouTube is owned by Google, and YouTube is actually not a profitable business for them, because at the moment, we're all uploading this stuff onto YouTube, and it's all got to be stored in these servers somewhere, wherever they are. I assume they're somewhere in America. But the cost of having all these servers and running all these servers and the electricity, the cost of all that is actually not surpassed by the ad revenue, surprisingly, which is why YouTube has been trying different things like YouTube Red to make extra money, the algorithm to speed up the turnover of videos to try to make more, them putting more and more of these late night talk show things in order to sort of siphon that TV audience over here. And I believe that what they're doing now, this can't be an accident. All these moves that have been hitting us content creators in the face and the balls simultaneously cannot be an accident. So I believe, like, my personal conspiracy theory is YouTube wants to become television for the internet. That's what I think they're aiming for, and that's why they're putting a squeeze on even people like PewDiePie that have 54 or 55 million subscribers now. It's going up all the time. But even he's been hit by this. If they don't want PewDiePie anymore, then what chance does someone like I have? What chance does someone like you have if you're out there and you want to start a YouTube channel? It's probably not going to happen now. They don't want us anymore. They're taking the U out of YouTube, and I believe within a year or a couple of years, YouTube will basically just be television for the internet. There'll be a few big channels controlled by a few big corporations, and they decide what is on and what isn't on. And in that model, YouTube will at least be able to make more money. But there is a silver lining. Yes, I'm going to have to go back to my day job, and because, you know, like I said, I got bills to pay, but I'm not going to delete my channel here. And because I love this, I will still make videos. I'll work on it at nights and on weekends and in my free time and stuff like that, because I love it. But there's probably going to be shorter videos, and either shorter videos to the same frequency or bigger videos but with longer gaps in between, because I've got to work in my day job. So while my life as a professional full-time YouTuber is now over, my channel here on YouTube is not done. Not yet. I'm not going to stop, and neither are any of the other content creators, because the platform's already being depopulated. But what's happening is a lot of YouTubers are just moving over to other video sharing platforms. VidMe seems to be the #1 place that a lot of these other YouTubers are going. A lot of them are now sort of double uploading, like they'll upload a video here and they'll upload to VidMe. So I think VidMe will be the next YouTube, and as more and more people tend to move over there and the audience dries up here and it rises up on VidMe, VidMe will eventually become the next YouTube. And they do have a different payment model that doesn't rely on advertisers. It's more sort of, I don't know, I don't fully understand it yet, but it seems to be like involving like tip jars direct from the audience, as I think also they're going to bring in like a Netflix style subscription thing, or I don't know, I'm sure they'll sort it out. But right now it's still free over there. You guys can watch videos on VidMe for free. So while we're entering the end of the professional YouTuber, this is not the end. This is a transitional period. PewDiePie will still be around. I'll still be around. Everyone will still be around, but we're entering this weird period where we're going to be sort of slowly shifting over probably to VidMe or other video sharing sites. But see, even then those video sharing sites are going to have the same problem with the cost of running the servers. I mean, someone needs to invent a server that can hold like 100 times as much stuff, but it costs the same amount to run. Then these video sharing sites will be profitable. But I don't know, I'm sure that'll happen eventually too. But this has also opened up an opportunity, because no bad things happen without opening the door to something good as well. This has also given me an opportunity to open up a bit of a change to some of the stuff I want to do. You guys don't actually know, but I did start a second channel about a month ago that I wanted to be more sort of focused on history, where I could do history videos and stuff. I told the Patreons about it. I wasn't going to tell you guys about it until it sort of grew organically to hit like 1,000. There's only like, I don't know, about 13 subscribers there now. But my Walking Dead and Game of Thrones videos that you saw on this channel, I made specifically for that channel, which is called Bandit Strategy. That's why those videos have a little bit of a different feel and a different style to them than what I normally do here on the channel. But of course, since I was hungry for that ad revenue, I uploaded them here as well. But now that so many YouTubers are going to be jumping ship and moving over to VidMe, I figured I'll start Bandit Strategy, the new history channel, on VidMe, and I'll keep Bandit Incorporated, the movies and comics and occasional TV shows and all that sort of stuff. I'll keep that here. So it's opened up an opportunity for that. It's also opened up the opportunity, since now that I'm going back to my day job, working like a Japanese beaver trying to churn out videos for the ad revenue here, I don't have to worry so much about that because I'll be in my day job, which means I can go back to the Movie Mania podcast a bit. You guys notice I've been spent weeks away from there, and that's just because I had to focus on the channel. That was my bread and butter. I had to focus on it. I couldn't spend, a day like recording a podcast for a couple hours, then editing and uploading and all that. I had to spend that day working on videos. Now I can go back to Movie Mania podcast again, which is great because I love doing that. But it also opens up another great opportunity, which is something I've really been looking forward to for a long time, which is, you guys know, I made the Star Wars what it should have been fan movie things. That was kind of because I eventually wanted to get to the point where I start making my own stories and putting out original stories of my own. And I was doing that to sort of help generate the audience, and then I can start bringing in some of my original stories. I now have my original stories, and I think the time is right for me to now start releasing some of them on Amazon, on Kindle, on Audible. My first book, I think, should be up there probably within a week or 2 weeks, if all goes according to plan. It's been a while since I've read back through it. I want to read back through it and edit some of the stuff. Some of it's a bit cringy. Some of the story from this book is a bit... It was the first thing I ever wrote. Might want to fix a few things up there. Some of it's a little dated too. But this also opens up the opportunity for that as well. So I can start original stories, original books, audio books, because I now know all the voice actors and stuff through like the different things I've done. A lot of you guys are artists who can help me with the cover, obviously for a price, of course. So it's sad in one way that this part of my life as a professional YouTuber is over, and it's sad that this meritocracy that we all had up until now is going to be snatched away from us and taken over by the corporations again. But we adapt, we overcome. The internet, people just go where they want to go. YouTube can become TV for the internet, but people still want to see content creators. Like, I still want to see PewDiePie and NerdSync and Mr. Sunday Movies. I'm more interested in them than I am in any stupid late night talk show that might be getting shown here on YouTube TV or whatever. So ultimately, we'll all make it through, we'll all overcome, we'll all survive, and hopefully what we get on the other side of it is better than what we now have. But we're entering a transitional period, and if there's any of my viewers out here who are watching this who are looking to get into YouTube, or maybe already have quite a following on YouTube and are getting to a point where they're like, hey, I could quit my day job and do this full time. Don't do it. Don't do it. Keep doing YouTube, but keep your day job as well, because right now everything's very, very uncertain. Be sure to keep your day job as a backup, because you don't know how good or how bad things are going to go online. Don't make my mistake. But I just want to let you guys know why there hasn't been that much activity on the channel here and what this is going to mean for the future. It's a period of uncertainty for all of us, but I think out of this, the seeds of a lot of really cool, a lot more interesting stuff can happen. And I'll link below my VidMe page, which is going to be Bandit Strategy. I haven't uploaded any videos on there yet because I'm having some problem with the uploader. It's a new setup. I got to get used to it. But if you guys want to follow that channel over there, so when I start churning out some new videos there, you can see them. And when my book is available, I'll be sure to let you guys know here on the channel. And I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing time in my life, and it would not be possible without every single one of you. And really, I do just want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. I kind of feel guilty that I don't upload more, or that I don't comment in the comment section enough to make that connection with you guys. So let me say it here when all of you guys can hear me. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Stick with me wherever we end up, whether we remain here on YouTube again. I don't think we will. I think a year from now, YouTube won't be anything like it is now. But whether we're here, whether we move to VidMe, whatever, please stick with me and I'll stick with you guys, and we'll have a lot of fun together along the way. I promise you. So thank you guys again. I am Bandit, this is Bandit Incorporated. Until next time, I will see you guys in the comment section.